All right, here's a hot take. You have to stop to get organized before you start working. What? That sounds insane. Every productivity guru says you got to plan, you got to build systems, you got to organize. But here is what actually happens. I bet you that many of you spend hours color coding your notes, building the perfect folder structure, creating a Notion, somewhere to document everything, and researching how to do the thing. At the end of those 3 hours, what about the actual report that you have to write? It's still zero, blank. So, by the way, this is not laziness. This is called productive procrastination, and it is the deadliest kind because it feels like work. You're busy, you're doing useful stuff, but what the client is paying for, that's still sitting on the dock waiting for you while you're working on this other stuff. So let's dive into it. All right, so in this video, we're going to cover the 3-part system to defeat that productive procrastination. So we're going to understand the psychology, what's going on here, diagnose our problem. Number 2, we're going to apply the 100% blueprint. We're going to give you a blueprint, a way to fix this problem. And 3, we're going to have an AI agent. So be sure to stick to the end here. You're going to find out how you can get it. So this is a cargo first prompt to automate the structure and to force instant momentum. So this is the engine. This is how you're going to get more work done. So let's jump into it. Let's get right to our presentation. Okay, so here we go. Here we have a presentation. We're getting really fancy today. So we're talking about shipping the cargo. So in this analogy, we're talking about cargo. Cargo is what you're delivering. And so we're going to talk about how we can ship the cargo. So basically, this is just a visual of what we just explained, right? We're spending hours building the perfect plan. We're spending hours and hours. And then on the right-hand side, the reality, we have zero output. We're not actually outputting anything. So this is the deadliest form of stagnation because it feels like work, but at the end of the day, we're not actually building anything useful. So the trap, so we're going to use the analogy of ship and cargo. So ship is the means to the end. So the cargo is what the clients pay for, right? So it's that tangible. Is it a report? It's a code. It's a video. It's a market analysis, whatever it may be, whatever your work may be. So this is actually what's useful. And the ship is how you bring it to the user. So in a knowledge work standpoint, that would be systems and SOPs, folder structures, maybe some outlines, some research notes. So if the ship never leaves the harbor, then basically you're spending all your time polishing the sails or polishing the ship. So the thing is that clients are not paying for you to refine your ship. They're paying for that cargo. So this is the trap that all of us, or a lot of us, fall into. Okay, so why is this? What is happening? So part 1 here, why we stall, the hidden drivers. There's a few of them, and different people have different variations of this. The fear of imperfection is a big one. We also have emotional avoidance, like we just put off the hard thing. That's classic procrastination. But the other one is kind of more of a technical or a workflow standpoint, is the vague tasks. So we use abstract verbs like I'm going to do some writing, I'm going to do some planning. So this actually doesn't allow us to get to a concrete goal. So we'll get to that in a minute. And the other one is no map. So we kind of have this vague idea of what we're doing without actually mapping it out. So let's jump into it here. So one of the fixes that we're going to talk about today is the 100% blueprint rule. So basically what often happens is we work in open systems. We think, okay, I know I have this project to work on, and we kind of are doing this. We're touching on all these different elements. Whereas we want to build a closed system where we have clarity. Okay, maybe there's 10 things I need to do. So my goal is this in the end. And then to get there, I'm breaking it down all the milestones. And for each of those milestones, maybe there's 3 steps. So, okay, now I'm going to work on the first step. So that's kind of a closed loop. We have clarity on what we're doing. So a lot of people try to map everything. Spend a lot of time before mapping it out and before choosing the specific thing they're going to work on. So that's a big part of what we're going to look at. And we're going to have an AI to help us in the end. We'll get to that. Stick to the end to find out. So the anatomy of a finished project. So this is it more about workflow breakdown. But at the end of the day, we have some sort of goal. And again, we want to use a noun compared to what we were saying earlier with the verb, right? So we want to complete the 10-page market analysis. And even you'd have more detail, right? That shows whether or not we are improving versus the competitors or whatever it may be, right? So we have a clarity on what the goal is. And then at level 2, we have the deliverables. So we have the executive summary, for example, maybe a data visualization, maybe the competitor analysis, whatever it may be, right? So we have specific elements in that deliverable, in the high level goal. And within that, then you have different sub elements or sub actions. So basically, this is how we want to blueprint a project before getting started. And the other thing too we want to talk about is the power of concrete language. So vague verbs kill our momentum, and concrete nouns create that cargo, that thing that we can ship and deliver and add value to people. So the trap. So we often use like, oh, I'm going to do some writing, I'm going to do some researching, I'm going to spend a couple hours here, do some planning, and this leads to overwhelm, right? Because there's no way you can finish these tasks. They are open ended. Again, that open loop we're talking about. So the fix for this is concrete nouns. I'm going to do section 1 draft. I'm going to list 5 competitors. I'm going to complete the outline. So then you're creating something specific. So again, the goal is that you want to have a cargo piece created. Okay, so now this is all fine and dandy. So often we have these videos, right, where you're like, oh yeah, this is great in theory, but how can I do it? So here's the magic thing with AI is that you can actually have a super helper, a world-class person who's an expert in this, and they'll help you solve this problem. So I built an AI agent for you. You can find out at the end here. You can go to the website and put in your email. We'll send it to you. We have 3 agents that we built actually, so you can try the different ones. But let's talk about how this agent is going to help you. Okay, so the problem is, so what is the solution? What is the AI going to do? Okay, so it's a custom AI that turns a messy brain dump into a complete project blueprint in 2 minutes. So this is also solving the planning part of the planning. How do I plan to do the plan, right? How do I get to the blueprint? So it's sort of a meta problem, right? So the value proposition here is that you have no willpower required. You just say, hey, my boss just told me to do, we're doing some business development. He's asking me for a report, for a presentation to send to the client. We're doing building permits or whatever it may be. I actually, here's what I know. And you can just brain dump, you can voice to text or just type it out. Just say, I know it's this, I know it's for this client. I don't know where to start. Can you help me? So anyway, basically you put in the raw text, and with the AI agent, there's a script, a prompt that I have there. Again, you can get it at the end. You'll be able to just use it, and it will guide you on how to make out your plan and to define all the specific tasks you need to do. So again, yeah, you do your brain dump. It will analyze. It will organize everything. It will help you prioritize, and it will recalibrate. So it's a non-judgmental co-pilot that forces structure and gets you where you need to go as quick as you want. So basically, to recap here, the 3-part system to defeat procrastination. 1 is understand that psychology, which we covered. Number 2, you apply the 100% blueprint. You want to map out that you want to have the full map of what you're doing, especially if it's a bigger project. And 3, have your super duper AI agent, your co-pilot, right there by your side to help you engineer and structure and get this done. So with this, we're reducing the benefits, we're reducing avoidance, we have lower threat, and we're also shipping faster. This is also another thing, like an MVP mindset. So we're shipping something faster as well. So that's it, everybody. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want these AI agents, go to tfsolutions.io. The link's in the description as well. Like and leave us a comment. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a productive day.